Holy crap.
Here I am, Jack Webster of the Wieuca Rogan Experience with Kate Bollinger and her band and her merch person. And where are we right now?
Montana.
Very nice. And what do you think about the studio?
I love it.
That's Kate, by the way. The studio is the Sprinter van that... how fast are we going right now? About 80. This is the fastest podcast y'all have ever heard. This is an 80-mile-per-hour podcast right now, unless 78. Okay, whatever. We still got hella miles on all these other clowns. Anyway, how about everybody give me a little introduction? I'm going to start with you, our driver here, as I have to hold the mic for him.
Hey, I'm Jacob Grissom.
Maybe we say a little something about ourselves.
All right, I'm from Charlottesville, Virginia. I played the drums.
That's perfect. That's a perfect intro. Here we go. Back to the boss lady.
Hi, I'm Kate. I'm also from Charlottesville, Virginia. And what else do you want to know, Jack?
That's good.
Okay. That's all. Sorry.
I'm Parker, a.k.a. Peanut, a.k.a. Good Dog Nigel, from Lynchburg, Virginia.
And what are you doing on the tour?
I'm doing merch and boosting morale.
I'm Chris. I play the guitar, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Sick introductions. Okay, so the Wieuca Rogan Experience. Do y'all know anything about the Wieuca Rogan Experience?
I don't know anything.
No.
Okay, well, the Wieuca Rogan Experience is a podcast about the Atlanta and Athens, Georgia music scenes. Now, y'all are not from Atlanta or Athens, but do you have any ties with Georgia music at all, either right now or in the past? Let's start with Kate.
I don't have any ties with it, but is that where Of Montreal is from? Okay, that's my only tie, and it's not really a real tie. I just like them.
One of my first concerts was in Athens. Oh, wait. No. It was in Atlanta. Wait, is the Brave Stadium in Atlanta? Yeah. It's in Atlanta? Okay. I was in Atlanta at a Braves game, and I saw the B-52s perform halftime at the baseball. Not halftime, whatever the break is called in baseball.
That's a perfect example of some Georgia music right there. You combine Athens with Atlanta, and you got the B-52s at probably Turner Field at that time.
My uncle has also lived in Athens for a long time.
That's sick.
Uncle Swain. Rip.
Did you say Rip?
Yeah, Rip. He died last year.
Okay. We miss you, Swain, and definitely shout-outs to Uncle Swain. Parker, how about you?
I have no connections to Georgia music.
I like play Bacardi.
So I understand y'all are on tour as the support for a headlining act that you're following. Kate, will you tell us a little bit about who that is and how that has been?
We're on tour with Faye Webster, and it's been super fun so far. We all love her.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about touring with Faye. Like, some people swear she's like super mean, and then some people like you just, I guess, don't have to interact with her that much, and you get the.
We've been pretty lucky. We haven't had to really see her at all.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I wouldn't know. Now, Kate, I just want to get a little background on your music here, as there is no Kate Bollinger Experience without Kate. Can you give us a brief history of your just like musical background that led up to, actually putting music out there for people to listen to?
Yeah. So I grew up playing music and singing. My mom's a musician and a music therapist, and so she was when I was little, she released a bunch of children's music albums. So I grew up singing on those. And both of my older brothers played music throughout my childhood. So I was always kind of just doing what everybody else was doing and singing, playing music. And I started writing songs when I was 8 and have been doing it since then.
That's dope. That's very cool. That's like super cool. Didn't know some of that stuff until you just said it, which is why, that's why you're on the Wieuca Rogan Experience here. Now your label Ghostly, how long have you been on that label, and how did they, I guess, scout you?
I signed to them in, I think it was March of 2021, and I don't know who heard my music first, but we just kind of started talking over the internet, and they were the label that I liked the most and felt was the most suited to my music and what I want to do.
Very cool. Ghostly, check them out. I believe they're a venture label under Secretly Canadian. Is that correct?
Secretly Group label.
Secretly Group, kind of the...
Secretly Canadian is one of the other labels under Secretly Group.
Understood. So that they're kind of just called Canadian. And then they're just like they're just under the brand Secretly. Cool. There's another little fun fact that I made up. I understand that you have had some of your music sampled by the great Kanye West. Can you tell us about like where exactly in his catalog that was, and how, if so, has it affected your, just exposure?
Yeah. One of my songs, Candy, I guess just ended up, he found it somehow.
If ever you feel cold, I hope you'll come on over. Hope you'll think of me. Find comfort in the small things.
It's a song that a friend of mine and I wrote together, and yeah, his lawyer reached out to us, and we didn't know what it was about, and then it came out like a couple days later that it was Kanye's lawyer, and he was interested in sampling the song, and so we obviously said that he could, we cleared the rights with him right away, and then he ended up using a different version of the song without the sample, but we still got to hear it, which was cool.
That's really cool. So this version of the song didn't actually get released?
It wasn't released, but somebody leaked it on YouTube, and they still gave us song Interpolation, which was really cool because I guess the version of the song that's out was inspired by the version that heavily sampled Candy as like the chord progression of the song.
And would you mind explaining interpolation briefly for us?
Yeah, it's when, I kind of understand it, but I think it's basically when a song is directly inspired by another song. So you don't get songwriting credits exactly, but you get something called song interpolation instead.
Okay, well, let's get into some a tour stories segment. How about that? We've played how many shows so far? 11. What'd you say, Jake?
I said I got a good one.
All right, I'm sure we all have some good ones. Maybe we're all thinking of one of the same ones. But I do have some like quick prompts to just get an answer from everybody. What is your favorite stop of tour so far, starting with Jake again?
Bucky's bathroom was pretty cool. I think I had the most fun in Portland. I got to see some old friends, Miles and Autumn, and we went out and played some pinball and stuff. Got pretty drunk, and it was pretty fun.
Good answer.
I also liked Portland because I got to see one of my best friends, and I also got pretty drunk. It was fun.
I'm also going to have to say Portland. Very fun to see some old friends. I played Leapfrog with a new friend, Nick, and I showed my big ass tat debut on camera that night?
I'm going to say Portland. Yeah, do y'all say that too? I'm going to say Portland because I got to see my friend Miles in autumn and my friend Cody.
All right. Y'all made it sound like we've only gone to Portland.
I had a fun time in Houston. That was one of my favorite shows. I thought Houston was a nice, earnest little city. Big city. Little vibes. Meek. Very meek.
Yeah, y'all were in the same venue that night as the Marias, I believe.
All I really want is you. What would you do?
They took the big room, so y'all got the more like Wieuca-sized room that night.
I like playing small rooms the best.
Me too. I hope I never grow out of the small room. What do y'all think of, this is y'all's first time taking a Sprinter van out instead of just a personal car. How is everybody enjoying that or, disliking that? I assume it's mostly the former.
Yeah, I never want to go back. It's awesome.
The Sprinter kicks ass, and it's very, very cozy. It drives well. It has state-of-the-art technology, which is always a plus.
I'm going to have to say it's been a dream of mine, actually, to cruise around in a Sprinter van. I have wanted to do this for quite a while. My band back home, we travel in a 99 Econoline with no windows and a seat from the junkyard as the back row. It is pretty nice, though, because it reclines back. You can lay down like a bed. So that's a plus. You guys don't have that in here.
That's what we don't like about the Sprinter van.
No full recline option to go bed mode. I assume. All right, Chris, what's your favorite part of the van?
The back seat, duh. I love this back seat.
Chris has been asleep in the back seat for probably 90% of the 3,500 miles we've put on this van since we picked it up. Now, speaking of Chris being asleep in the back seat, Chris was asleep in the back seat during one of our more notable experiences in the van. I understand that y'all may have had a near-death experience while traveling in this lovely Sprinter, Ford Transit to be exact. Does anyone want to recall some of the details of that near-death incident and kind of how that's maybe changed your perspective on life or music or just the tour in general?
Well, I was in the front seat along with our narrator. Here, you hold the mic. You hold the mic. We started going over a bridge. We were in Texas, and it was not even snowing. There was just a little bit of snow on the side of the roads and ice. But we were going on a bridge, and it looked pretty sketchy, and it turned out to be sketchy. And on our way down, it was kind of sloping down. We started just drifting to the side, and then we did about a 180, maybe 200. And I was watching the rear view mirror the whole time. I didn't think we were going to die or flip over the edge, but I thought for sure we were just going to hit the wall, but we didn't. Somehow I looked in the mirror, and we were probably about less than a foot away from the wall. And then we reversed down the rest of the bridge and pulled over to the side. And I got out, and then some guys working were kind of mean to me. I didn't talk to any of you guys about that.
What happened with these? I spoke very highly of them during my retelling of the story. These are the volunteer firefighter guys or whatever who were kind of helping other people get out of the ditch who had slid on the bridge.
I think they just worked for the city or the highway construction people. Whoever was taking the crashed cars off the side of the road. I think I got the vibe that they didn't like that I was on the ground like them. You know what I mean? That I was trying to be a hero or whatever.
You think it was partially territorial?
I think it was a power thing, definitely. But anyway, we reversed, and then there were some trucks going very fast, big semis over the same bridge that we spun out on. So that was honestly scarier because I thought that they could easily slide and just hit us. But we finally got out, and then the rest of the drive was fine. But I was expecting to have a super spiritual experience for the show that night. I thought it was going to be like the best show of my life because I had just had a near-death experience, but I was kind of just pooped and not really feeling it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Kate, any thoughts that Jacob didn't cover on the 200? I've been calling it a 180, but I like the 200 more. Sounds cooler.
Jake pretty much covered it, but it was really scary, and I started cracking jokes a little too soon for everybody else right after it happened because I got into a pretty bad accident a few months ago, so when it happened, I was just I was kind of like, yeah, whatever. But it was scary.
Now, if there was one thing that happened that, kept the van from getting damaged and kept anyone from getting hurt, what do you think that factor would be?
Wait, can you what?
I think what he's looking for is the Jack Webster is the reason we did not crash the car. Jack Webster, he's a fellow from Athens. I know y'all are familiar with that place.
Nice. I mean, I wasn't fishing for that, but I think it probably makes the most sense. That's great. How about a stop that we're about halfway through the tour show-wise. Isn't that right? Like we've done 10 or 11 shows.
I think we have 10 left.
10 left over the course of about 2 weeks-ish. Is there a stop coming up here on the second leg of the tour that y'all are looking forward to? And if so, what stop would that be? Starting with Kate.
I'm really excited for Chicago just because I haven't really been. Well, I went once when I was little for a figure skating competition. But I haven't been as an adult, and I've heard it's really cool, and I have some friends there, so I'm excited for that.
Now, were you competing in this figure skater competition?
Yes, I was.
Wow. The multi-talented Kate Bollinger always got more surprises up her sleeve. Jake, what's the stop you're looking most forward to?
Chicago, I'm definitely looking forward to. We're going to be there on the day of Donda 2, supposedly, which is, of course, Kanye's hometown. So something might go down. It might be crazy. But that's not where I think I'm most excited. I think I'm probably most excited for New York City at Webster Hall. It's going to be cool. I think I saw Nick Hakim there, and it was one of the best shows I've ever seen. So I'm ready to top that.
Let's go. Here we go. Parker, you have one city left. So it's probably your least and most excited to be at city. Tell them about it. What city are you getting to see?
What is it, Butte? Omaha. See, Omaha, I'll be leaving from Omaha, so I'm a little bit bummed about that. Having such a great time with all of you. I did choose to stay a little longer because I wanted to hang out and also because I wanted to do the drive to Omaha. It's very beautiful. Never been here.
Wait, what's the question?
What show are you most looking forward to?
Oh, Richmond, so I can get home.
Not in a bad way, but I just like being home. He said not in a bad way.
I'm also looking forward to the Virginia shows. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to, I'll be at that show. So I'm excited to see how, the local fans, usually turn out. I know. I bought a ticket. I'm gonna fly out.
Whoa, wild horse.
We're driving by some wild horses right now. Quite beautiful.
Lord.
Real pretty.
Wow.
I mean, those are some really good looking stallions.
Yeah, really good looking stallions.
Beautiful.
Really good looking stallions.
All right, that's Rich. Well, to send us off, just since we're going to miss this guy and since he's only with us for another day or so here, even though he's not in the band, I wanted to do a little segment called the Parker Minute. For those who don't know Parker, he's a real character. A lot of fun. Just very, very original style of pretty much everything. So I'm going to hand the mic over to Parker, and it doesn't have to be exactly a minute. It can be as long as you want, but I'm gonna pick your brain for ideas on how to lead us out.
Thank you, Jack. I've been putting a lot of thought into, our existence and our shared space with atoms that are within the biosphere and the iotosphere. The things that make up me and you, from my butt to my head. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm going to say something, and if this resonates with you, then I think that you're probably on a bit of a higher spiritual plane. Corn on the wind cob. This is something that connects with me and Chris, actually. He's the only other person who's gotten this so far. And I think that it's probably because both of us are Cancer men. It's a rare breed. Very sensitive, very thoughtful, very spiritual, very sensual. That's about all I got. I've had a great time with all of you. I love you. I love all of you people listening to this. I wish you the best. Carry on. Live, laugh, love, etc. Good night. Good morning. Goodbye.
All right, straight from the dog's mouth. That's about as good of a ending as I could have done. So back to you, Will.